While the mountains get some more snow tonight, we're clear for the most part in the metro area, and after really another pleasant day, tomorrow's going to be a little cooler. Kathy, it is winter.
Yep.
You know.
It feels like springtime, Kim. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s in February, and it was warm today and extremely windy, all part of a storm system that has yet to move into Denver. Temperatures are in the upper 30s, so any precip that falls over the next couple of hours will be rain, and that's what we're tracking out on the northeastern plains tonight. In the high country, it's been snow. It's been snowing all day. Winter weather and travel advisories out for another 3 to 6 inches of snow, but these westerly downsloping winds not allowing that moisture to make it down here to the surface for now. That may be changing overnight. Advisories for snow and travel if you're headed up over Rabbit Ears Pass or Steamboat Springs. You're headed into that area late tonight or tomorrow. Denver, we got a rain shower coming in tonight, mixing with snow tomorrow morning. It moves out. The chance for more showers tomorrow afternoon. A bit unsettled. These are fast moving showers. Not much of any accumulation unless you're under a little snow burst in the Brighton area or up toward the Platteville area. Temperatures in the 40s for now, which is very mild, but it will be colder tomorrow. We'll detail that and how much more snow we expect in the high country in just a bit.
Jeffco Schools don't have enough bus drivers or support staff. That's according to the union that represents those workers. They say the district has left them severely understaffed, putting safety at risk.
9 News reporter Rachel Krause looks at the union's complaint just filed with the state.
They say that they want to fix issues, but actions speak louder than words.
The Jeffco Education Support Professional Association, or JESPA, says Jeffco schools are understaffed.
The North Bus Terminal is down about 50% bus drivers.
JESPA president and food service worker Xander Kashub
It's crazy.
says without enough staff, it's burning out the workers they do have and putting safety at risk.
It's a safety issue. Recently, we've had a situation on a bus where a bus driver was assaulted.
And when it comes to hiring, Kashub says Jeffco Schools is violating equal pay laws.
We see that the district is posting wages incorrectly, not following the law when it comes to posting wage ranges. They're also advertising for substitute positions while there's full-time positions open.
Now, JESPA has filed a complaint against the school district with the Colorado Division of Labor Standards and Statistics, saying the district is breaking the law.
Absolutely. Equal pay for equal work, not posting wages correctly, not posting ranges of wages. That's a direct violation of the law.
Kashub says this isn't a step the union is taking lightly.
We need to hold the district accountable. We need to hold people who are making decisions accountable.
He says they're hopeful this complaint brings about better staffing and positive change for the district, for both the staff and the students they serve.
It's heartbreaking because we want to help kids. We're here to help kids. And if we aren't supported, if we aren't paid enough to do the work, then we burn out.
In Golden, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
The state says they have received the complaint against the district. It'll be investigated. We reached out to Jeffco Schools about the complaint and the issues the union raised. We're still waiting to hear back.
Denver police is looking for whoever vandalized the Martin Luther King Jr. Monument in City Park. The MLK Holiday Commission says someone stole a torch and plaque honoring African-American veterans. The I Have a Dream Memorial has been at that park since 2002. The artist who designed the monument says he's losing his vision, so they're going to have to find someone else to fix it.
I can sit down and talk to an artist, but if he doesn't have the experience or the touch or the spirituality that goes into this, it doesn't come out the same.
DPD is working to find out if that theft was bias motivated. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers.
A jury recently awarded an oil field worker in Colorado $30 million for injuries he got on the job. Because of a state law, he's only getting about half that. 9 News reporter Brianna Clark joins us with that.
Yeah, Stephen Strawn was injured 4 years ago when a fracking tank exploded in Weld County. He fractured multiple bones, suffered a mild traumatic brain injury, and eventually had to get his leg amputated. Strawn filed a personal injury lawsuit against the company he worked for. Last week, the jury sided with Strawn, awarding him $30 million. He will get at least $15 million of that. The rest falls outside Colorado's damage cap on pain and suffering of $600,000.
Damage cap is a real disservice, not only to people like Steve, but to the jurors. I mean, they spent 2 weeks and they did what they thought was right. And now because of this law, what they did has no effect. And unfortunately, justice has not been served because what they think Steve needs is not what's going to be delivered.
Colorado's damage cap was put in place in the 1980s to help protect businesses and insurance companies, among others. That means the rest of the money awarded to Strawn will disappear. That's according to 9 News legal analyst Whitney Traylor, who says these damage caps are unfair and outdated.
Someone has this completely traumatic event and the jury comes back and says, we deliberated, we listened to the facts and evidence, we think it's worth this, and then to go from 15 million to essentially 600,000, that does feel implicitly unfair.
Strawn's attorney tells us there's not much more they can do with this case, but he is working to help others in the future. So he's in the beginning stages of putting together a ballot measure that could eventually allow voters to decide if Colorado should get rid of damage caps altogether.
Nothing else, folks should know how the law is set up to work currently. Brianna Clark, thank you.
In November, you may be voting on whether first-degree murder suspects in Colorado should have a right to bail. A ruling from the state Supreme Court last year found people charged with murder must have a chance to bond out of jail. Lawmakers want to change that by asking voters to fix language in the state constitution. A mother testified today at the state capitol saying she was blindsided when prosecutors told her the man accused of killing her daughter would be granted bail.
The judge set bail at $10 million, a bail amount that matched the severe nature of the crime. Yet it still felt wrong that bail was even an option afforded to this killer, no matter the amount.
We are seeing judges across the state set astronomically high bonds, amounts that most defendants can't pay. No one during testimony today opposed the idea of changing the law.
Black history is happening all around us, all the time, and the news is an integral part of how that history is documented. Here at 9 News, we want to be on the right side of history when it comes to how Black stories and voices are elevated in our news coverage.
Our Alex Lewis got leaders in the Black community together for an introspective look at how we can do our jobs better this month and every month.
Can convene Black people other than during February.
We're even happier in June. June is even a better month.
June is better for us.
The 5 Points parade that we did last year, and it was all white people and one Black guy that they interviewed and that they were talking about. And I had a real problem that this was happening in Park Hill, and there was no opportunity to go look at what the culture of Park Hill is. We're there in a historically Black community, interview Black people.
Why aren't we putting our own faces in stories, every story? It doesn't have to be a Black story to have a Black face and a Black voice. And I think that's something we can do and we don't do a good enough job at.
The community can tell, and like you said, unless it's a Black issue and a Black thing, we're experts in so many other things. You don't just have to take these types of conversations for us to be a part of them. You can also highlight us because we do have some doctors here that can speak to. We have real estate people. We have developers. I mean, we're out here. We do great work, and we're not pulled to have those conversations.
Every story doesn't need to be about Black issues. Right. The truth is, all of my issues are not Black. I mean, you know, I have a housing issue. I didn't know that was just completely for Black folks. I didn't realize that my banking issues were just about Black money. You know, I thought they were about money.
Just go to this Black-owned business because they provide a quality service and you're going to get something. It's not support, it's you're going to get a service or whatever the thing is that you're going for, but highlight them in a way that represents us positively.
When you're just scratching the surface of Black issues, I feel like that's when you can't really dig deep enough to get the nuanced stories or to get you guys get different perspectives aside from just the Black perspective.
I'm always advocating and saying that there needs to be like a Black person in management because like they're going to intrinsically care about our stories and what's happening in our community.
We have people who are involved in politics. Are you just talking to this woman about what's happening on the day-to-day in politics, or does it always have to be the black issue? Are you talking to small business owners who happen to be black? Because I see the white business owners getting spoken to. Been doing this for 20 years. I have yet to do a story on being a small business owner in Colorado that doesn't have to do with being black.
Had I not met you, I would have had I would have continued this perspective I have of Denver feeling segregated and not having a strong black community. But whenever I come to events like this, it's like, oh, there's people doing work. Yes. Like, where are the reports? Like, why aren't we telling these stories?
Retelling these stories. This is just one piece of a 2-hour-long conversation that goes beneath the surface of what it means to be effective storytellers from a perspective that we don't always get, which is yours. I want to mention that the goal of this is not just to have a conversation and be performative and like pat ourselves on the back. It's Black History Month, look at us go, but to really use the feedback and curate some actionable items that we can then implement in our entire newsroom, that every single journalist at 9 News can start doing, and that we can answer some of the call that we're hearing, because I think they're bringing up some really good points.
Yeah, all fair points. And you hear what our colleague Ashton said about how his perception of a community that he moved to was shaped by our coverage and not shaped in a realistic way, that there was a world that he didn't see and understand because of our failure to cover it.
Isn't that powerful? I mean, that just shows the reach that we have inside this building and outside, and we want to do a better job. Hopefully this is a step forward.
Every day.
Every day. That's right.
No,
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Alex.